What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. This is literally the channel that you can count on every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here to talk about Corvettes, whether it is ownership items, maintenance stuff, rumors, news. If it's Corvette related, you will find it here. And yeah, no, not delayed at all. Actually, I think we were maybe a minute late. But we're starting pretty much right on time here, guys. Hi, welcome back. Like I said, I love to see the same names in the chat over here. Lots of green names too. We're going to start talking about in the future here. We're going to start talking about something that's going to start to incentivize people to jump into the membership pool, because I know it's been a little lacking lately. So I'm gonna come up with some new ideas to get people back onto that train, because I love the idea of the membership thing. I'm kicking around the idea of possibly doing a members only live video sometime during the week, just maybe once a month, something that only the members can tune into. Let me know what you guys think of that. Do you like that idea? Do you hate that idea? Let me know what you think about that, because it could be something a little bit more intimate, something a little more, maybe not specifically all about Corvettes kind of thing. Maybe we could just, chat it up. But let me know what you guys think about that. I'm curious if that would be something you'd be interested in or not. But yeah, 10 seconds 06, he's got it right. He says, hit that thumbs up button, guys. Let's get to 100 by 8 o'clock. That's always our goal. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight, specifically constraints with the new 26s already. And some constraints really don't make a lot of sense, but we'll talk about those. We'll talk about Cadillac. We're going to talk about the Cadillac tonight. But yeah. All right, so Omid says he thinks it's a great idea. Reg Peeler. What's up, Justin? Checking in from Belmont. Nice. What's up, man? DBM says he's all for members only. Hey, Professor Corvette, I would say there's nothing off the table. Nothing out of the, or nothing, there's basically no stops. We're pulling out the stops for the members only live videos. If you guys are in for something like that, I'm really curious if you would be. But yeah, so, yeah, Darren, just wanted to check to see if his name was green. Of course it is, man. Mean Pearson, happy Monday. Okay, so, oh, that's not a bad idea. 10 seconds 06. Maybe me and Amber do the live for the members. I could probably get her to sign on to that. Get her to guarantee me at least one live a month. Because, yeah, she's kind of hard to get on here sometimes. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump right into the HPO Vet Exchange stuff here. So if you guys haven't been following the channel, me and Joe from Solar Performance have decided to jump in and help out the Corvette community with selling their cars, getting you a better price than the dealer can get, and usually getting a better price for even the buyer than you would get at a dealer normally. So I'm going to turn this over to Joe real quick. He's going to talk to you a little bit about some of our, two of our cars that we got right now on the website ready to go. So if you're interested in these cars, feel free to shoot us an email, shoot me a message, however you want to contact me or Joe. We will get the deal rolling for you. But everybody, here's Joe.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Justin. Happy Monday night to you all. The first car we have is a 2003 Corvette Coupe. It's located in sunny Colorado Springs, now getting a bit chilly. But this car has been enthusiast owned, garage kept its whole life, and thoughtfully upgraded. It won the 2023 Corvette Forum C5 of the Year Modified Award title. The title is clean and in hand. I won't go through all the features. It's up on the website, but just to name a few, it's an LS1 383 built by Leading Edge Performance, tuned by Sin City Performance, forged internals, Cook's headers with high flow cats, fast 80-pound injectors, coilovers. It has a C606 calipers with stainless steel brake lines, DBA 4000 rotors, Hawk ceramic pads. It goes on and on and on. Suffice to say, there is a folder of receipts for parts and labor totaling $96,000. So at $33,500, you can put yourself into a pretty amazing C5 and certainly not only have fun driving it, but I'm sure win a number of car show awards like the car has already won. The second car tonight is a 2000 C5 also. This is a convertible in torch red with black interior. Only has 25,000 original miles. It's extremely clean car and a clean Carfax. For those of you keeping score at home, it was $21,500 about 3 weeks ago. It's now 19,900, so 19,900 for the drop top winter special, if you will. And most of you know 5.7 V8. It's an auto car. So whether you're looking for a fun car for not a lot of money, or maybe you know someone looking for their first Corvette and for under 20,000, I don't know that you'll find a torch red convertible, black interior with only 25,000 miles for less than 20 grand. So those are the two tonight, and we're working on a few others that we hope to bring to you shortly.
Sounds good. Joe, always appreciate you coming in and dropping your knowledge on us.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. I'll be watching.
You too, Joe. We'll see you. All right, guys. So like Joe was saying, 2 of those C5s we got available on the website. So all you got to do is just go to the Horsepower Obsessed website. And up at the top, if you're on a computer, you'll see HPO Vet Exchange right there in the middle. If you're not on a computer, you'll see a little 3-line menu over on the far right. You'll click that and then hit HPO Exchange, Vet Exchange. And you'll see the 2 cars we have listed right there, right at the top, as well as all of the frequently asked questions and everything down below. But if you are interested in either one of these, feel free to reach out to us. I was just talking to Joe off behind the scenes here. This particular C5, the silver one that's been modified, is so freaking clean. It's not even funny. I mean, these pictures literally don't do it justice. I have another video, like a walk around video coming that I'm going to show you where the engine bay is like you could literally eat off of it. It is so pristine. It's insane. And honestly, seems really, really solidly built. It's a clean title, no check engine lights, just producing a massive amount of power, which we're actually going to get you a number here soon from the owner. He did not give us a number on this, but if I had to guess, it's a healthy number. But either way, guys, if you're interested, like I said, feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to help you guys out with getting into your next Corvette. Let's see what we got here. So, yep. John Perkins says, can't stay long tonight. Got family stuff to do. Just wanted to say hi and smash that thumbs up. Thanks, John. Always appreciate it, man. Let's see. DBM Racing's in the house. What's up, David? He is talking about some building of his C6 Z06 coming soon, it looks like. But guys, if there's for some reason, if you haven't smashed the thumbs up button yet, please do. We would like to get to 100 by 8 o'clock. So we got 20 minutes to get to 100. Smash the thumbs ups. If there's any reason why you guys you don't want to buy a Corvette, but you wouldn't mind to win one, check out the link in the description down below. Again, guys, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is giving away a 2025 Z06 convertible 2LZ plus 20 grand. So if you want to jump into this, you're going to get 25% extra entries. So normally you'd only get 18 entries for $25. You're going to get an extra 5 just because you're doing it from the link here on the Horsepower Obsessed YouTube channel. Again, in the description down below, click that link, buy however many tickets you want. Odds are very good. You have a good chance to win these cars. A lot of people have won these things in the past from just buying one ticket, but however many you want to buy. And at the end of the day, even if you don't win, it does benefit a good charity. So check it out in the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, we do have a good bit of news to talk about tonight because as you saw there on the thumbnail, there are some constraints for October. Again, this is the second month now in a row for the ZR1 that technically the ZTK package is on constraint. Now, I say technically because you can get the big wing, you can get that stuff, but you're not going to be able to get the actual ZTK package due to the fact that the new brake setup is on constraint. So those brand new, real big 10-piston Alcon brake calipers, they're on constraint. which is really weird when you think about it, because they made a big deal out of how they had to go with the bigger brakes because of the power, blah, blah, blah. And then they don't have enough to put on the car. So kind of strange, but at the end of the day, that is one of the only constraints for the ZR1 outside of course, the new electrochromic roof. So all of the cars across the board have some form of constraints. We'll start with the Stingray here. The removable, again, electrochromic roof is on constraint for the Stingray across the board, for the Stingray, E-Ray, Z06, ZR1. But oddly enough, the gloss black wheel. I think that's really strange to me that GM can't get a wheel that's just painted black. Right? Isn't that kind of weird? But then we move down to the E-Ray. Of course, the only constraint for the E-Ray is the electrochromic roof again. The 2026 Z06, you know what's really awesome about this? The Z07 package is still on constraint. This is now every single month for the year of 2026. Every single month that has been available for the year 2026 on this car, it has been on constraint for the Z07 package. Can't get it in carbon flash, can't get it in carbon fiber. And the Spider Black forged wheels are also on constraint. So apparently GM has a problem with black paint. I don't know. And then, of course, your ZR1 constraints, again, the electrochromic roof and the new 10-piston brake system, which is going to prevent you from checking that ZTK package box. You can still get the high wing and all of the ground effects by just getting basically the ground effects package, but that's not technically the ZTK package. So you won't get the Sport Cup 2R tires, you won't get the stiffer suspension, and you won't get the new updated 10-piston brake setup. So that, for me personally, that's a deal breaker. I want all of those things. So if I get my allocation pops up tomorrow and that's on constraint, I'm passing again. I am not going to get that car without the ZTK package this time. So I'm just curious though. What do you guys think about the fact that the Z07 package on the Z06 has been on constraint for this long? Don't you think by now they would have figured something out? I mean, I'm just blown away that it literally hasn't been available once for the 2026 that I've seen. It's been on constraint every single time I see the constraint reports. The Z07 package is on constraint. Yeah, NBA Live. I said the same thing, that he says it's weird that it's not a carbon item that's on constraint for the ZR1. I've said the same thing, but the problem is that there's not really a good way to know, because the majority of people out there that are going to order this car are going to want the ZTK package. Even if they could get the high wing and everything without checking the ZTK package box, I still think most people are going to pass on it because they want all of that stuff. So I think GM might know that, and they might be kind of like, we'll say, fudging the numbers to make it look like carbon's not the issue when in fact it actually is. Yeah, winter's coming quick here in Pennsylvania. It literally went from 73 or 74 degrees on Saturday to, I think today's high was like 60, if that, maybe 58. Yeah, Omid says, GM comes out and says, check this new thing out. It's a 10-piston brake upgrade. It's amazing. It looks awesome. It performs amazing. You can't get it, though. Joke's on you. You thought it was available? Yeah, that wheel has been on constraint for years. And that's another thing. And I first off, this one makes even less sense to me than the carbon fiber stuff. You can't source carbon fiber, right? Okay, I get it. You're having trouble sourcing carbon fiber. How can you not get a black wheel? I feel like that's not a constraint item anymore. Especially for how long it's been on constraint. It can't be a constraint item. It's got to be, you know what? Let's just delete this thing off the website. We can't even get it. You know, let's hope that's not the case, Chris. I've seen there have been a couple that have trickled through. So the very first, I think it was the first round of allocations for the 2026 ZR1, the ZTK package was not on constraint. The brake calipers were available. Everything was available. So there's a couple people out there that have gotten a ZR1 with the new 10 piston calipers, with the high wings and all that stuff. I know that's exactly what I said. 10 seconds Z06 says GM needs to get their stuff together on these constraints. It's ridiculous. I can't believe we're 3 years into the Z06 and you still can't just go in there and check the Z07 box if you want. You still have to pass on allocations to finally get to one where you can select the Z07 package. I think that's insane. Kerry Glock says other channels have mentioned compensation would be the right thing for GM to do. That's never going to happen. I hate to break it to you, or whoever else is saying that, but that's never going to happen. GM's never going to compensate for that, because if I had to guess, based on how often the Z07 package is on constraint, if I had to guess, GM is doing it on purpose to make it so the Z07 package car is more rare, to basically keep the values up. It has to be something they're doing on purpose. There's just no other, I can't see any other reason, because carbon is not that hard to come by. Yeah, honestly, that would be a better thing for them to do, Professor Corvette, even though I know you mean this as a joke, to literally put a tab somewhere in the online builder. Just click that tab and it will immediately tell you what's on constraint. That way, you know if you're even going to spend the time to build the car, or if you're even going to talk to your dealer about it that day or not, because click that tab. Oh, that's on constraint. Okay, I'm not even going to bother. I'll just wait until next month or whatever. Yeah. Even David says he went this route the first time with Z07 constraints, and he bought his car in early 2024. And here we are going on 2 years later, and you still can't get Z07 package on this car. It's insane. Yeah. Seawolf 06, totally agree that you should wait for the ZTK package. Ridiculous on GM's part. I just don't get it, because they hype these things up as like this cool new thing that everybody wants, but oh yeah, you can't get it. Anyway, guys, let's keep smashing the thumbs up button. We got 11 minutes to hit 100. We're at 52 right now. Let's smash those thumbs ups. Let's get up to 100. Let's see. Yeah. Anthony George says he went to a dealer this weekend. They had an open ZR1 allocation. They offered it for $75K over. Believe it or not, $75K, those numbers are starting to come down already, guys. I've seen these cars start at as much as $200,000 over. I've seen them at $100,000 over. Now I'm starting to see them at $75 and $50 over. I think we're only a couple months away from this car being MSRP. It's not going to hang above MSRP for as long as the Z06 did. Yeah, Robert Brunn says his 26 ZR1 has ZTK and 10 piston calipers. That's awesome. Like I said, some of them squeaked through in the very beginning, but ever since then, this is the second month in a row now where ZTK has been on constraint because of those calipers. Squirrel Cage, what's up, man? He says, imagine if they offered the Z07 package for the E-Ray too. I mean, honestly, if they did, if they offered it for the E-Ray as well, we'd literally just never see it. It would never exist. It'd be like the black wheel for the Stingray. It would just never actually show up on a car. Yeah, David says he's 100% behind me. He didn't wait for the Z07 on his Z06, and he won't do that again. And that's exactly where I'm at. I didn't do it on my first Z06, and even though I made that car look exactly like a Z07, it just never was. And it sucks that you have to make that decision, but I won't do it again on the ZR1. I'm getting exactly what I want on that car, or I'm not getting it. There we go. NBA Live says 10 piston brakes equal 10 available per year. Honestly, at this point, I bet you that's about how many cars they put that on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. MGM, this is very true. He says having the Z07 package also makes the car more valuable long term. But the reason why it's more valuable long term is because there's less of them out there than standard Z06s. So again, I feel like GM is purposely limiting production of the Z07 car to try to maintain values somewhere, because they're pumping out Z06s. You can get a Z06 all day, every day at this point. But if you want a Z07, it's a little harder to get, therefore making it a little bit more rare, therefore making the values worth a little bit more. So I really think that that's what they're doing, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. How are you producing enough carbon fiber to make the new ZTK wing, which is gigantic, but you can't do the same thing on a Z07 car? You know, the carbon fiber is apparently not the problem for the ZR1. It's the Alcon brakes. So why can't we get the carbon fiber for the Z06 too? I feel like they're doing it on purpose. I really do. Yeah. Professor Corvette says, I wish the twin turbos could be added via software update on the Z06. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, Jay Brazelton says that's why he decided to keep his Z06. You just can't replace it with the same equipment. I mean, you can. It's just really difficult to get an allocation for, because it's always on constraint. Yeah, Gordon Cruz says GM maintains the demand for more expensive cars. Gordon, I still haven't gotten an email for you, by the way. If you want to shoot me an email about your titanium lug nuts you won last week, send me an email. It's just horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com so we can get you set up. Actually, on that note, let's talk about what the giveaway is for tonight, guys. So one of our fantastic subscribers here, one of our fantastic members of the channel, decided to donate a gift to the channel that we're going to be giving away tonight. And it's going to be these aluminum radiator, oil, coolant, and windshield, brake fluid, and windshield reservoir cap. These are billet aluminum. They're anodized in a red mistish color, and they're going to be available tonight, guys. These things all together are well over like $200 for all this stuff from Paragon. You can win it tonight for the same thing as usual. Donation of $10 will get you an entry. $50 or more gets you double entries. These things are worth roughly $200. So if you want to start into this, guys, doesn't matter how you donate, through Super Chat or through the Venmo link I pinned at the top of the chat. Either way, get your entries in. These will be given away tonight as long as we hit at least $200 donated. So go ahead and start with the donations if these things interest you guys. I can tell you I have a set of black ones on my car, and they are really, really nice stuff. So again, this was donated by a member of the channel. He wanted to remain anonymous, so I'm going to let him do that. But at the same time, really, really a nice gesture from you guys to kind of help out with the Corvette community in general. So let me know if you guys are interested. $10 is an entry, $50 more, double entries. Let's get those things rolling in here while we are smashing the thumbs ups. We got 114 people watching, 63 thumbs ups. Let's keep rocking those thumbs ups. Let's get up to 100 by 8. We got roughly 7 more minutes whenever we're on to the half an hour part of this particular video. So smash the thumbs up, donate to win some caps. Let's see, we don't have any donations yet, but I will keep an eye on it. So if you guys are interested, like I said, $10 gets you an entry. At the end of today, if we have hit the $200 donation, I will also get you the members a free entry at the end of the show, as long as we hit 200 donated. So yeah, Hot Rod Todd, anodized red, the 0W40 is the Stingray version. Now, if you have a Z06, these will still fit the Z06. You just wouldn't want to put the oil cap on there because it says 0W40 instead of the 5W50. Odds are pretty good. You could talk to Paragon and swap that if you wanted to. I would imagine they would do that for next to nothing. If anything, you just swap out the 0W40 for 5W50. Otherwise, they all fit the same. It is this specific color, guys. So this was donated by a member of the channel. These are not selectable colors. But yeah, Paragon caps are awesome. I have a set in black myself. I think they're really good show pieces. Okay, so we're well on the way, guys. Jay Brazelton's leading the pack here. He donates $100 right off the bat. So we are going to get into possibly giving this away tonight. We need $100 more, and then we are going to go ahead and give this thing away. So Jay is in with 10 entries. No, I'm sorry, 20 entries. 20 entries for Jay. Okay, so first entry of the night goes to Jay Browselton. Second one goes to Jack. Let's see. Which Jack? Jack Morris donates 20 bucks. So he is in for 2 entries. So we are at 120, guys. We just need 80 more dollars, and then these things will definitely be given away tonight. So if you guys are interested, like I said, 10 bucks is an entry. $50 or more is double entries. And then at the very end of the show, right before I run the wheel, assuming we hit $200, I'm going to get all of the members their free entries. Yep. Charles says he loves his Paragon caps. I think anybody who would have these would love them. 72 likes, guys. Let's keep rocking with those. We got over 100 people watching. We should easily be able to hit 100 in the next 5 minutes. Okay, looks like well, that was quick. Looks like we did hit our 200 goal. If that number is right, let me just check my Venmo real quick. Yep, so Kevin Reynolds is in for $100, so he's also in for 20 entries. So we are giving these away tonight, guys. So if you are a member of the channel, at the very end of this show, I'm going to give you a special word to put into the chat that once you do, you will be entered in for your free entry for being a member. Kevin Reynolds, I got your $100. Thank you. You got 20 entries as well. So we got 2 people with 20 entries and 1 with 2 entries. So at this point, we got 3 entries. Let's keep this thing rolling, guys. Like I said, these things are worth about 200 bucks. So even if you donate $100, your odds of winning are really good, and you might be able to save yourself 100 bucks. Yeah, I have a couple of those Paragon caps sitting around here somewhere too. Yeah, Hot Rod Todd, that is partially true, but at the same time, you can't get the Z07 package without the arrow. So ultimately, it's still the same thing. They're very nice. He has his carbon or Paragon caps to match the car. Yep. C8 Nate, what's going on? Like I said, guys, we will be doing a free members entry at the end of this as long as we hit the 200 mark, which we did. So at the end of this video, right before I run the wheel, I'm going to give you guys that are members of the channel a free entry. But you got to be in here to get it. Justin says, must be a thing they're doing on purpose for the Z07 package because I got my allocation for my 2026 Friday and I'm doing a non-Z07 package, but it was able to get the high wing and carbon flash. Huh, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, guys, let's rock the thumbs ups. Did we get another? Nope, no more entries yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about, we already talked about the constraints here. So other than the constraints, we are going to talk about the fact that the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing is discontinued after 2026. And with it, any chance that we would ever see a front engine Corvette again. So this is, of course, somewhat opinion based, but odds are very good that with this car disappearing, it is going to basically solidify the fact that the Corvette's going to remain mid-engine, because this was kind of the last hope for it. If you guys remember, the Blackwing especially was available in a manual transmission with at one point an LT4 engine, I believe. And so it was a supercharged manual transmission. It was basically a Corvette with 4 doors. So with them putting this car completely to rest, it really does limit the option for the front engine return. Not that anybody thought that was coming anyway, but just to let you know, it's very unlikely to happen after this. So if you guys have never seen the Blackwings, especially in black, it is an absolute beautiful car. I saw one on Facebook the other day, a guy was selling it, and it is a really, really attractive car. And it's an interesting car too, because it is, that very similar power plant that's in a C7 Corvette Z06. It makes a lot of power. It makes the right noises, only it's a sedan. It's literally it could be a family car. And it performs like a sports car. Like it's really a great car, but if you're a fan of the Cadillacs, which I know if Aaron AARPM is in here, I know he is, it's a shame to see it go, but at the same time, it opens up, hopefully opens up the doors for some new cool things from GM. So what are you guys' thoughts on this though? I'm curious what you think about that. Hey, look at that. I just mentioned you and there you are. It's like I summoned you. Yeah, Anthony George, Z07 without arrow is like non-alcoholic beer. I don't, I mean, it's not even an option, first off. You can't get a Z07 without the arrow, but even if you could, it would be dumb. It would be kind of it wouldn't be a good thing to do. Yeah. Yep, they did say Pontiac would not come back, and it hasn't. Steve Robertson says he loves his CT5-V. It's not a Blackwing though. They're still awesome cars. Yeah. Ricky says my buddy has a CT5-V Blackwing in Rapid Blue with carbon fiber everywhere, and it's beautiful. They are really nice cars. That's possible, I guess. Mr. Kevin says the Blackwing will possibly become the Corvette SUV. Maybe. You can't rule anything out nowadays with GM. CT5 will be coming back after a few years with a next gen internal combustion engine platform. So, okay. Yeah. Blackwing in black is nasty. It really is. I honestly, that's like the color. If I ever purchased a Blackwing, it would be black. Yeah, the constraints are not always 100%. I agree. Those are, a lot of them are just reduced quantities, but usually if they are, we'll actually see what the quantity is beside it. So for this particular constraint in October, it sounds like these are all unconstrained. There isn't a particular number that are available. Usually they'll put those in parentheses beside it. Tony Romo making changes. I think so too. And that's okay if he's taking away the Blackwing and he's going to replace it with something just as awesome or better in either the Cadillac lineup or the Corvette lineup specifically. I'm cool with that. Oh, Aaron, he sold his CT5V. Okay, interesting. Hopefully you got a good penny for it, because seems like right now would be the time to be doing that. Yep, Squirrel K's Garage almost traded his E-Ray for one. That would have been pretty cool. I don't know anybody that attended it, but I did hear about it. So the results should be coming here relatively shortly, I would imagine. I'm curious to see what those results net, though. So let's see. Other than that, I came across this article and I thought this was kind of funny. So we'll talk a little bit about this. Let's see where we're at. We're at 84 thumbs ups, guys. Let's keep rocking those thumbs ups. Came across this on the Corvette blogger, where there was an Iowa super speeder nabbed in a 2023 Corvette going 144 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. So I don't even know how, I don't even know what I would say to the cop if I was pulled over going 144 in a 65 zone. I mean, it's more than double in the limit. And how do you justify that? Unless you got your girlfriend or your wife with you, where you could, pretend she's in labor or something. I mean, there's really no excuse to be going that fast. So, apparently the trooper actually asked him why he was in such a hurry, and he said he was frustrated about work and another vehicle on the road. Oh, so he had a little bit of road rage going on, basically. That's funny. At least he's honest. I mean, you gotta give him that. But I'm kind of curious because, yeah, frustration is never an excuse for speeding. But going that speed here, I know if you double the speed limit, there's a good chance you're going to lose your license. So I'm wondering if this guy did, because that's pretty extreme. What do you guys think? Yeah, the cop had his radar set on kilometers. Kevin Reynolds, that's a great question. He says, Justin, what is the build and price of your spec ZR1 with no market adjustments? So first things first, I won't pay over MSRP. So when I get my ZR1, it will be at MSRP. and it will be roughly $223,000 before taxes. So that is black car, red calipers, 3LZ interior, black and red interior, red seatbelts, maybe red seatbelts. Not sure if I want to do red seatbelts or just leave them black. ZTK package. The wheels are just stock wheels because I'm going to get aftermarket wheels on it anyway. And the level 2 carbon fiber interior, the stealth package on the interior. And that's pretty much it, I think. So a lot of the other stuff that I'm going to do to it, I'll add myself later, like stealth Corvette badges, new wheels, 2 different factory carbon fiber option pieces for the front and on the side mirrors. Yeah, that's the build. All right, guys, we got 120 people in here watching, 87 thumbs ups. Let's rock those thumbs ups, guys. Come on, we can get to 100. Let's do it. So 9 Seconds ZR1 is, in fact, Bill Miller, guys, just so you know. He says, come on, Justin, 144 miles an hour. You have seen that and more. I'm not going to confirm nor deny, but maybe. We'll leave that as a solid maybe. Yep, competition seats. I did forget that. Definitely competition seats. Not asymmetrical. I think that's a cool option, but that's not for me. I'm fine with competition seats in both sides. Front lift. Yep. See, I knew I was going to forget a bunch of stuff. I might make a video about it closer to the time that my order will actually be accepted, talking about all the options I'm gonna check. But yeah, I literally wouldn't even consider a C8 Corvette without a front end lift. No, that was a mistake on my part. I would definitely be getting a front end lift. Like I said, I'm going to put together a video talking about the exact build. I'm going to get a little closer to when my build will actually go in, which I've heard worst case scenario, early spring. So worst case, we're about 4 months away from me making that video. Best case, next week. You know, I mean, I have 2 different possible dealers that I'm working with that one might be able to get me the car faster than the other. So we'll see what happens. That one time in Mexico. Yep. Yeah. Mr. T says that price is a steal for a 26 hypercar. I mean, I'm still not sure I would call them a hypercar. I still think they're just in a supercar territory, but it doesn't matter. Supercars that's still a great territory to be in. And yeah, the ZR1, that's like a supercar. Yeah, 2020 Matrix 8 says, hey, Justin, I might remember something about a dream I had in your car going 100 plus miles an hour on the highway in Bowling Green. That was a cool dream. I remember you telling me about that. It's funny you say that, Professor Corvette. I was just talking to a friend about that the other day because I put up my front lift to get in my driveway. And when I do, sometimes if I don't hit the angle just right, I'll scrape the rear diffuser, which really is not a great thing to do. And he's like, well, how come the back end doesn't lift up as well? And I said, yeah, man, if it did, like I wouldn't have to worry about any of this stuff. You know, that's unfortunately, they don't have that. But I guess that's as good of a segue as any to talk about the sponsor of the month here being Racing Sport Concepts. If you guys haven't heard of them, if you're not familiar with them, Racing Sport Concepts is a carbon fiber manufacturer, and they make some of the highest quality carbon fiber that I've ever seen for the C8 Corvette specifically. That is my black Z06 there on the website, because that car was carbon fibered out with their stuff. My new Seawolf Gray car is as well, and sure enough, that's the one right there for the ZR1.1 rear wing, which is available currently. So if you guys are wanting to get a ZR1 wing for your car, call Racing Sport Concepts, order the wing, and mention HPO, and you'll save some money on it. So that is my car right there. You can actually tell by the license plate. All carboned out with Racing Sport Concepts stuff. But again, guys, this wing is available currently. If you like the look of it, and you really should, because it is freaking amazing looking on this car, call Racing Sport Concepts, order one for yourself, and save some money by mentioning HPO. I mean, look at how nicely that fits with the profile of the car. It's actually, I've heard this multiple times from other people, and I agree, is that this wing looks better on the platform than the actual ZR1 wing. The actual ZR1 wing is a hair bigger and bulkier, so it looks a little less, it looks a little out of place compared to the ZR1.1 wing from Racing Sport Concepts. And otherwise, though, you could tell very clearly what they were going for here. I mean, it is a very, very nicely crafted wing. And of course, Racing Sport Concepts is no stranger to making absolute killer quality carbon fiber. So that just looks amazing on the car. Again, they are the sponsor of the month here, guys. So give them a call. Tell them HPO sent you. And regardless of what you're ordering from them, you'll save some money on it. So hopefully that helps somebody out there, somebody who wants to get some carbon fiber. Professor Corvette says, will RSC do an active aero wing? I would say probably not. Active aero is difficult to add to a car after the fact, like aftermarket, I guess. If you were going to do active aero in a way that made the most sense, you'd do it as you're building the car. Kevin Reynolds says, Justin, you were so close to getting that ZR1. You should start getting your ad together to sell that Seawolf Z06. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to sell it. I might keep it alongside the ZR1. I'm leaning more towards keeping it and the ZR1 than selling it. The only way I'm going to sell it is if I'm told I have to, as far as being able to get a loan for it. If I'm not able to get it without selling the car, we'll see. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it. Yeah, the SUV wouldn't scrape, just saying. It's funny. My wife has that Cadillac Lyric, and I can get her car to scrape in my driveway. If you hit it the right way, it will scrape. Squirrel Cage, will RSC make an aftermarket 3-stanchion wing? I highly doubt that they're against that idea. It might not be a bad idea to shoot them a message and see what they have to say about it too. 10 seconds 06 says that RSC diffuser. Yeah, it really is a nice piece. If you look at the back side of the car here, where was that picture? Yeah, that is a nice looking diffuser. There's no other way to say it. I mean, it finishes off the rear of the car in such a way that it looks like it should have been there from the very beginning. And this is what RSC does best. They design their parts not to just replicate what was already on the car or replicate what somebody else makes. A lot of their parts are one-off pieces. They've made them themselves from scratch. So their rear diffuser, they made that way before anybody else even tried to make a diffuser for this car. And they made that based on their own internal specs, like stuff in their head. The front splitter on this car, which is kind of hard to see on these pictures, but not that one. On my actual car right there is the GTZ front splitter. It's thicker and bulkier than the stock splitter. And this again is something they made on their own. It's not just to copy OEM parts. A lot of the stuff they make, they want to make it special. They want to make it unique. And their rear diffuser and the front splitter on this car, and even the wing, is totally unique to RSC. You won't find that same size wing or the same spec wing anywhere else. Other companies make ZR1 wings, but none of them are made to the spec that RSC's wing is, because they do things differently there. They really strive for quality, first off, but second, they don't want to just slap a big wing on a car just to do it. They want it to look right. They want it to perform right. And that's another thing. RSC has track tested this car. You can actually scroll down here and hear it straight from them. They track tested it at over 150 miles an hour on their in-house Z06 track car. And I talked to Bill after he did that. This is what they do. They're not just selling carbon fiber products to sell carbon fiber products. They're tested, they're perfected, they look and fit like they should. I mean, it's really a great company to work with. I mean, I at this point I consider Bill a friend. Him and I talk a lot outside, behind the scenes, and always really good quality stuff out of their company. He's never been the kind of guy to just make a part to make some money. He wants it to mean something. The sad part is, Chris, my driveway's not actually that bad. And like, if you came and stood at my driveway and looked at it, you would say, I don't understand why you're scraping here. Because it's not actually the driveway, it's the road up to the driveway has such a crown to it that it dips off on the side so hard that it makes my driveway dip. And visibly, it's like an optical illusion. You can't even see it. General Lee, what's up, man? Nice to see you here. He says 2 ZR1s and a Z06. Okay, I'll save a spot in my garage. If I had to put it in somebody's garage, it probably would be yours. I mean, your garage is very fitting of a high-end car. Scott Bowers. This is going to be a question that's people are going to love this. What would you tell somebody trying to decide between an E-Ray and a Z06? I would tell you, regardless of what everybody else is saying here, I would tell you that it depends heavily on the price. If you can get the E-Ray for significantly less, maybe I'd consider the E-Ray. But overall, in my opinion, the Z06 is the better car. And the reason for that is because I prefer sports cars. I prefer a car that rides like a sports car. So the Z06 is going to ride stiffer. I prefer a car that sounds like a sports car. They both sound pretty sporty, but my opinion, the Z06 has that edge on the sound. And the general way that the power comes on and everything, I prefer the Z06. Every aspect of the Z06 I prefer more over the E-Ray. Now, again, this is if the prices are pretty comparable. If you can get the E-Ray for significantly less, maybe the E-Ray. And yeah, Ricky, he kind of says, I'm not really the guy to ask for that because I prefer the Z06 every day of the week. And I've driven a couple E-Rays. The E-Rays, and I've said it 100 times, the E-Ray is not a bad car. I think it was overpriced to begin with. It was too similar price to the Z06. And especially if you're looking at a Z06 with a Z07 package, it's no question. The Z06 is the better car. Oof. Bill says that's like buying a bicycle or a motorcycle. Maybe Bill's the guy we should be attacking. Maybe he's the guy who hates E-Rays. But 100% honesty, the E-Ray is a good car. The price is what I didn't like about it. If you watch my review of it, I made a little over a year ago, I think. It was the price that really didn't sit well with me. I thought it was too closely priced to the Z06, and the Z06 is too much of a better car for that price to pass it up. Yeah. Hot Rod Todd says, if you love the Z06 sound, it's not even just an easy choice. It's the only choice. You're never going to get that sound out of an E-Ray. It's that simple. And honestly, the E-Ray's not really even a bad sounding car. I mean, it's going to sound like your typical pushrod V8, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, but it really depends on what you're looking for. General Lee says, I wonder if that ZR1X will have the same sound on the side of the car. You mean the sound of the hybrid motor in the front? Oh, wow. Here's Mark, guys. He still doesn't have his freaking car. Actually, Mark, I need to call you, too. We need to talk about that. I forgot to call you. Yeah, I mean, you can easily find the Z06 close to invoice price. I bought my new 2025 Seawolf Gray Z06 for $20K under MSRP, brand new. And that was a Z07 package car. So the prices are definitely great. Squirrel Cage says the Z06 has the sound. Take that away and ask the same question. If you're talking about putting the same engine in the Z06 as the E-Ray, then, I mean, both these cars wouldn't exist. It's not just the sound, it's the engine in particular. So the flat plane crank, which of course gives it that sound, that's what makes the car so different, so amazing to drive, in my opinion. Now, again, guys, this is my opinion. I'm not saying any of this is fact, because I know there are plenty of people out there that love the E-Ray for their reasoning. I will tell you every day of the week, the Z06 is the better buy. If you're looking at both cars for 120 grand and you're wondering which one you should get, The Z06, it's not even, it shouldn't even be a consideration. The Z06 is the better car. A lot of people will tell you, oh, we'll get the E-Ray because it's all-wheel drive. You can drive it all year round. You're not going to do that. I know one person on my entire life who has an E-Ray that will actually drive it in the snow. One. And he's not even in this chat. So it's very unlikely you're going to drive a Corvette in the snow, regardless of how many wheels are spinning. So, yeah, the Z06 is still the better buy. I really do believe that the Z06 is the better buy. But at the end of the day, if funds are driving you and you can find an E-Ray for 20 to 30 grand less than a comparable Z06, do it. I almost bought one. So it's not that I don't like the car. I just don't. If you're picking one or the other, in my opinion, it's the Z06 every day. General Lee says there's nothing like revving up to 8,000 just because the sound is intoxicating. And it's not, again, it's not just the sound. You can't rev to 8,600 RPM on an E-Ray. It's the engine. The engine, of course, is the sound, but at the same time, it's the engine that's making that magic, not just the sound. All right, guys, we get any more entries for the giveaway tonight. Let's see what we got. If you guys are interested in getting the giveaway tonight, which, of course, is the Paragon caps. They're all billet aluminum in a red mistish color. They're anodized, so they're anodized red, but they have almost a burgundy look to them. Now they are all the same color red there. The one just has a shadow cast in the middle. They're all the same color red. They're all going to match. And this, even though this is technically for a Stingray, if you contacted Paragon, I'm sure they would be happy to swap out the one for you if you wanted, instead of it saying 0W40, if you want to say 5W50 for the Z06, I'm sure that you could work something out with Paragon on that. These were gifted to us by one of the members here on the channel, so big applause, big thumbs ups to them for really helping out the Corvette community. Again, guys, if you want in, $10 is an entry, $50 or more is double entries. As of right now, there's only three people that have entered, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 3 entries. So if you want to win these, your chances of winning them are pretty good right now. Shoot off $10 or $50 for double entries. At the end, I'm going to have the members come in. You will get 1 free entry if you are a member of the channel. Professor Corvette says, quote unquote, the Z06 is the better buy than the E-Ray. Justin 10/20/25. I have said that multiple times. This is not the first time I've said it. So if you want to document it, you'd have to go back through some videos. I've probably said this 5 to 10 times. I have always believed the Z06 is the better buy, but it really depends on what you want out of it. If you want to buy a car and you're 70 years old and you want to make a road trip from Pennsylvania to California and back, the Z06 is not the better buy in that situation. The E-Ray would be better for you. It's a softer riding suspension. It's going to get better gas mileage, all of those things. Hot Rod Todd says those caps even have the Corvette logo, which is the costlier option. Thank you, Hot Rod Todd. So, guys, they're $200+. You can get them for $10 if you do an entry. Holy cow, look at this. Mark, he just gave 20 horsepower obsessed gift memberships. Guys, 20 people are going to be gifted memberships tonight. These 20 people are getting free memberships. What a man, what a guy, huh? What a stand-up dude. Mark, that's awesome, man. I have never seen anybody do something like that. And the fact that you know how to do it that's like half the battle. That's awesome that you would do that. So look at that, guys. We got Matthew Hignite, David Martin, Kuhn, DB Neston, All Things Chris, J. Lee V, Married with Crypto. Nice, I like that. Steve Prednowski, Michael Shackelford, Mike Lewis, Red Live 36, Rhett Butler, Michael Moore, Rodrigo something, Angel 3, Tyler Williams, Rafael Treveris, Troy Rose, Brian Hobach, Crusader of Yeshua. These guys all got free memberships. Very nice. I think it's listed in the chat there, isn't it? Yeah, you should see it in the chat, but I just read them off as well. That's a good idea, actually. Mark, I'm going to get you 10 free entries for what you just did, because that was awesome. So 1985 Wildside, you're going to get 10 free entries, which I know you are, Mark. So you're going to get 10 entries. That was really nice of you to do that. Yeah, Professor Corvette says next round's on Mark. James said that he would also take a membership if you want to go crazy, Mark. But if not, totally understandable. You've already done your good deed for the day. He is the man. Sean didn't make the cut. Yeah, honestly, all these names, I don't think any of these names are actually participating in the live. That's weird that it wouldn't have given the people participating. Yeah, AARPM says he didn't even realize you could do that. I just found that out maybe 3 days ago, that you could gift channel memberships. But believe it or not, I can't. Only you guys can, which makes no sense to me. I thought, oh, cool, I can gift these. I'm going to throw them out there at people and see if they like it. And I can't do it. Only you can. Yeah, Jay Brazelton says, hey, Mark, you can buy dinner at the Bash in 2026. Yeah, it was very nice, Mark. We appreciate it. All right, so we talked about the constraints. Okay, so one other thing, actually, on the Bash topic is, if you guys haven't seen this, Professor Corvette real quick says, what does it mean to gift a membership? First month is paid. Yeah. So if someone gifted you a membership, you'd get one free month, basically. But on the Bash topic, the National Corvette Museum is actually building a new building here. And it's gigantic. I mean, look at this thing. National Corvette Museum announces new collections facility to preserve historic Corvette cars and artifacts. So one thing I have noticed from my times at the NCM Bash and just at the Corvette Museum in general is it is a little bit smaller than I would have imagined it to have been. And this is now going to be getting fixed. It's not going to be small anymore. I mean, look at the size of that building. And the fact that it says collections on it like that in the Corvette font, I freaking love it. So if you're a big NCM guy, 66,000 square foot collections facility is set to open in the fall of 2026. So we probably won't see it for the Bash of 2026, but it will be, getting built while we're down there. But 66,000 square foot, this is going to be huge. So if you're, like I said, if you're an NCM guy or an NCM girl, you're going to love this. This is just gigantic. Yeah, Professor Corvette says that's where GM will hide all the parts that are on constraint. That sounds legit. Yeah, exactly. Mark says maybe they could build my stop sales part, finally get the freaking fuel door fix thing. I can't believe that that's still not out. We're October 20th and they still have not shipped this to dealerships yet. I cannot believe it. I can't. It's insane. Yeah, Sean, that's a great point too. He says, I hope they check to make sure there's no sinkholes that were going to happen. Yeah, that was wild when that happened. LT4 Powered says, it's not the size of the museum, it's what you do with it. You guys are nuts. This question I know is not aimed at me, but Bill says, hey, Aaron, will you be doing a museum delivery? My ZR1 will 100% be a museum delivery. And I'm hoping to have like a big gathering there and everything for it. That would be awesome. Kevin Oran says, are the dates available for the Bash 2026? Let's take a look. I don't think so. I think they come out usually a little bit later. No, they are. Yeah, April 23rd through April 25th. So 23rd to 25th, 2026. They are available. So there you go. Yeah, Squirrel Cage Garage. Oh, man, I knew I was going to regret answering that question. He says, no stop sale recall on an E-Ray. Just saying. Ricky says, I took the week of the Bash and Carlisle for next year. I will see you all there, but I'll most likely fly down to the NCM. Yeah. I'm thinking I might fly myself this year unless I can get someone to trailer the car down because I don't want to just keep miling the car up. For me, it's kind of you know, a little bit of a drive. So we'll see what happens. If I can't get someone to trailer the car down, I'll probably just fly down just for the show. Oh, okay. Hot Rod Todd, you'll be at Carlisle, but not the Bash. Jack Morris, I'll definitely be at the Carlisle. I go every year. The Bash is something I've been to the last 2 years, but I don't know that I'll be there all the time. I probably will be there this year, but like I said, I might not have my car, or for 26, I mean. Professor Corvette says Justin's delivery day, ZR1 delivery day will be huge. I've had dreams about it. That's good. I've had dreams about it too. And yeah, in my dream, it is pretty big. It will be pretty cool. I know you'll be there. We definitely have to make it a big thing. Hopefully that happens soon. We'll see what happens. Yeah, RPM says he flew to Carlisle this year. He has the opposite problem. Yeah. Jay Brazelton will be at the Bash. That's good. So yeah, I mean, every time at the Bash, guys, we always set up like cool dinner nights, big group dinner nights. Same thing at Carlisle, big group dinner nights. So if you come hang out, you'll be part of the dinner crowd and stuff like that. Sean, the two of you dreaming together sounds suspicious. Oh man, it's such a group of people in here, I'll tell you. Ricky says, yeah, he lives in Boston and the drive to Kentucky would kill him. Honestly, I'm in Pennsylvania and the drive from here to Kentucky is about 2 hours longer than I would like it to be. If it was 2 hours shorter, I would make the drive all the time, every year. But after being in the car long enough, those last 2 hours to get to the Bash, it really ends up being too much. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up, I think. I think we got through all the news. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, I want to give you guys another 10. I'm going to give you maybe 5 minutes, actually, if you want to get in on the giveaway, which, of course, is the anodized Paragon Performance billet aluminum caps for the C8 Stingray, E-Ray, Z06, or even ZR1. You can swap out the one cap that says 0W40 on it for a 5W50 cap if you want. With Paragon, I'm sure they would hook you up. Otherwise, it is anodized red, and they're brand new caps. They were gifted to us from a member here on the channel. So if you would like to get involved in this, every $10 is an entry. $50 or more is double entries, and I will get members a free entry at the end, right before we do some spinning on the wheel. We have covered all the information for tonight, guys. So this is going to be specifically the giveaway. So if you're interested in winning these, definitely consider donating to the channel. Get in there, because as of right now, there's 3 people. There's literally 4 entries now with Mark's free entry that he got. So 4 people that have entered to win this thing. If you want to get in, now's the time. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes, so you got 5 minutes to make it happen. NBA Live says, HPO, how long is the drive for you? It is just shy of 8 hours, I'm pretty sure. Seawolf06 says, we'll all be there to see your NCM delivery. That's awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Squirrel Cage Garage says he will make the Bash or Carlisle in 2026 for sure. If you can only make one of the two, Ken, I would definitely suggest Carlisle. It's like the Bash times 10. So if you can only make one, but if you can do both, they're both really cool. Yeah. Professor Corvette says that's how he feels about the drive to Carlisle. I understand that. I mean, you're obviously closer to the museum, and kind of like how I'm closer to Carlisle. Always have to see if that cheat code works. Bowling Green is about 10.5 hours from DC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 8 from me. Let me map it real quick here. I want to say it was around 8. It might be closer to 9. Okay, it's like roughly 8.5 hours, so it's pretty close to 9. I'm okay in a car for about 6. Anything over 6 hours, I start to get a little antsy. I'm kind of done. There you go. AARPM says he'll camp out the night before my museum delivery, like it's Star Wars premiere in '97. There you go. Jay Browsington will be there. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's not put the cart before the horse, though. Let's try to get the car first, and then we'll talk about that for sure. That I'm gonna make that as big of a deal as I possibly can. Guys, if you can, smash the thumbs up button. Looks like we have enough people in here watching. We should have a couple more thumbs ups going. Kevin Reynolds says, Justin, have you bought bricks to be laid in the NCM in your name or HPO? No, I have not. But oddly enough, I was just looking at something the other day that was telling me I should do that. So I probably will. Okay, guys. Don't see anything else here for entries just yet, but Sean says, hope you get the delivery before my Corvette Museum membership ends. When does it end, Sean? We could possibly make that happen. Professor Corvette says, how about a Horsepower Obsessed sponsored NCM Motorsports track day the same day as my ZR1 delivery? We could probably make that happen. It might be kind of tough to... Yeah, I don't know. Sean, yeah, February is going to be pushing it. I suspect I'm probably going to be able to order it right around February. Yeah, would you not want to renew? Yeah, that would be cool too, Jay. That's actually a realistic possibility. Jay says it would be good, it would be awesome to do it during the bash. That is a good possibility now that I think about it, because when I'm able to order, I've been told early spring I could order, so that could happen actually. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I would probably do it the day after. I'd probably hang out down there for a day, let it get track wrapped and everything before driving home. It's not a bad idea. We got some good ideas cooking in here already, guys. Hot Rod Todd says it takes some pull to get it at the bash. I know just the guy. So Joe from Super 8 Creations had his E-Ray delivered then. So I would just start picking his brain and see what's going on there. No, Ricky, I would not track my ZR1 at that point. At that point, I'd rent one of their cars down there or something. Or just let other people have their fun. I will, of course, be taking delivery of a ZR1, so I'll already be like as much dopamine as possible firing off in my brain. Yeah, that Joe got his delivery during the bash. So I'll talk to Joe and see how he went about doing it if it came down to that. Cool dad stuff. Happy Monday, everybody. Super late, but we'll play the whole thing back. Thumbs up. I appreciate it, man. Absolutely. Smash that thumbs up. Let's get as many of those as we possibly can. But I'm going to start entering some things into the wheel here. While I'm doing this, you guys that haven't donated yet, you can feel free to continue to donate. I will get your names in here. But once I'm done with this, I'm going to get the members in a second. So just bear with me here. Do that. Yeah, only 4 entries, guys, right now. So once I put the members in, we'll have more, obviously, but it's not going to be a whole lot more. Okay. All right. So for the members, you guys, let me see. We got any more? Nope, no more donations. So guys, members, if you want to get entered in for free, you'll get 1 free entry. I need you to type in the chat ZR1. Mr. T, Pit Race The track itself is actually going to be gone in 2026. They sold it. So unfortunately, that where you were going with that thought isn't going to matter. Oop, Kevin's in for $50. I got you, Kevin. Is that Haran or Reynolds? That is Reynolds. So he's in for another 10 entries. All right, so Kevin Reynolds is leading the pack with 30 entries. Oh, there it is. Sean is now an official loyal HPO fan. So Sean, just type in ZR1 and you'll get a free entry as well. Thank you for the support as always, Sean. Yeah, that'll work. It works, Professor Corvette. I'll get you in there. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, but yeah, they sold the track. All right, let me get some of these guys entered in here. Yeah, AARPM, I said for the free members, if you want to get a free entry, you got to type ZR1 in the chat. I'm going to get all these names added up here, guys, so just bear with me. But while I'm doing this, feel free to donate. Feel free to type in ZR1 if you are a member, and I will get you your free entry. All right, Jay Brazelton, that's going to get added onto yours. Omid, Darren, Kevin Haran, Mr. O, Steve Robertson, Squirrel Cage. Let's see, Wolf CO6. C8 Nate, can't forget him. Randall Swanson. Okay. Kevin Reynolds, you're going to get one more free one. Sean. This is first world problems right here. AARPM says, he's good for now. He's got too many parts with no car as it is. There are a lot of members here. And actually, you know what, guys? While I'm entering this in, I am going to ask a question in the chat here with a poll. I want to know if I make a members only live video once a month, for literally will only be for members. Is that something you're interested in? Would you spend the extra time? Maybe we'll talk about different things. Well, I don't know exactly what we would talk about yet, but let me know if there's something that you would even entertain the idea. Extra live video once a month for members. Yes or no? All right. Start poll. We'll see if we get enough people say yes to this. I want to start doing something special for the members. So literally give me an idea. I mean, I thought a special live video once a month would be pretty cool, but if that's not what you like, tell me what it is that you would like to see. Okay. So we got this all pretty much set up, but curious what this would be. Yeah. Yeah, I did do some bloopers for members only, but bloopers are, believe it or not, those videos are pretty difficult to put together because if there are bloopers, a lot of times it's not necessarily something people would want to see, and sometimes it contains a lot of colorful language, stuff like that. Giveaways, that's a good idea. Okay, but how exactly, Nate? Like, how? What can I do for members giveaways wise that makes sense other than just literally sending them free stuff, which kind of defeats the purpose? How could I include members in a special way? Kevin Reynolds, I've been vocal about that before. When I sold my black Z06, it had about $70,000 worth of add-ons in it. My current one has roughly 70,000 on it as well. I probably have maybe 5,000 is what I spent on it. The majority of the parts were sponsored, but the thing to keep in mind with that is I chase down these sponsors. These aren't people just reaching out to me saying, "Hey, you want some free stuff?" And I say yes. I chase down the sponsors I want to work with, and that's how I work with them. That's a good idea, Steve Robertson. A members branded T-shirt. That's going to make the cut for a right. I'm going to write that down because that's a good idea. Members branded T-shirt. Okay, I like that. Especially if the person has been a member long enough. Like last time I pulled it up and checked the people that were members for close to a year, I offered a free key tag to. Member spotlights on the monthly members only live. That's a good idea too. Sponsor their cars and them. Yeah, that's a good idea. Member spotlights on members only. Good idea. Good idea. I like it. Members only give away merch or parts that are raffled off, just like Monday night lives only. Only members can join. Okay. Could do that. Yeah, Professor Corvette. I knew someone was going to mention that. I'm literally working with Joe right now to make polos with embroidered HPO on it, but I could have their names inscribed instead above or below the HPO. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that. Jack Moore says HPO fanny packs for the top tier members. Oh, I like that. I think we got a couple solid ideas here. A members sweatshirt / hoodie. I'm actually going to be making hoodies and sweatshirts here pretty soon on the website because of the time of the year. I like it though. And yeah, Kevin Reynolds, if you really have a lot of questions about that stuff, shoot me an email. I don't keep that information from anybody. If you want to know realistic numbers and how much I spent on XYZ or how much it would have been, whatever, shoot me an email. I'll give you the answers. Different guest member on the live every month. Yeah. I think I'm going to start with that. NCM bash tickets or memberships. Huh. Oh yeah. Chopper Larry, hopefully everything's all right, man. I just now saw that. Let me know if you need anything. Shoot me an email if you need to offload anything. Let me know. HPO member window sticker for our vets. Not a bad idea. Secret word only members know for each stream so we can all cheer when we hear it. I like it. HPO New Balances. You're going to have to talk to New Balance about that one. Booth next to you at Carlisle. It was funny. I was just thinking of a way I could possibly feature like a member's car at my booth or something at Carlisle. Interesting. All right. All right. We got some ideas here. Let me check the poll here. We got 30 votes. 83% say yes, they'd be interested in an extra live. 84% now. Okay, so I'm probably gonna start looking into that. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for all this stuff. If you guys have any additional ideas about what you would like to see for the members moving forward, feel free to email me, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. I'd be happy to hear whatever you guys might have to say. And yeah, Professor Corvette said some of these suggestions are probably going to require a higher price tier. He's right. So the $4.99 one that a lot of you guys are on now is like the cheap way to get into a free entry on these normal live videos where giveaways are happening. If we're going to be doing bigger and more things, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. But I will definitely always keep it priced appropriately. So if we're doing a lot of stuff, it's still not going to be $1 million. But you guys are sick. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and spin a wheel. I got the free members in here as well. So here we go. I'll shuffle it a couple times for those non-believers out there. It looks pretty even. So Kevin Reynolds has 31. Jay has 21. Those are the two big hitters here. Let's see what we got. All right, looks like Kevin Reynolds. All right, Kevin Reynolds, you are the winner. So, Kevin, if you can just shoot me an email, and I'll make sure that these get sent out to you. But otherwise, guys, thank you all again, as usual, for the support. Smash the thumbs ups if you can. If you haven't yet, that really helps the channel out. Send me some good ideas for what you guys might want to see for members moving forward. I'm always happy to, figure something out that we can all enjoy and all grow with. So email is horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Feel free to send that out to me. And yeah, that's it, guys. So again, thank you. We'll see you same time, same place next Monday night. Stay obsessed.